Hello to everyone. This is the first lecture of inverse trigonometric function, which is the third phase of trigonometry, as it is a second chapter of 12th class level, and we have already introduced inverse trigonometric functions basic concepts in the chapter function in the segment of piecewise defined function, as this is also a transcendental function, but here we will go and discuss detail about inverse trigonometric function. Inverse trigonometric function is also part of inverse function. Although inverse of any function exists if the function is bijective, either is 1 1 and 1 2. But all know that all the 6 trigonometric functions what we discussed, sine, cos, tan, cot, sec and cosec, 3 of them are sine, cos, tan, and 3 of them are reciprocal of them. So these 3 functions are periodic in nature. So you all know well that every periodic functions are never be injective. It is many-one correspondence. So as the function is not injective, so it failures the condition for bijective. So its inverse not exist. But we have to discuss inverse trigonometric function. So how inverse of trigonometric function exists? So inverse trigonometric function is conditioned under the trigonometry to be bijective. Means we have to consider those segments of trigonometric functions only for inverse trigonometry, which trigonometry shows the bijective nature, means 1 1 and onto both. So that is also called principal value. So that is the reason we have to discuss more in inverse trigonometric function, and too much complications arises in the further coming in the next coming balancing of equations. So we have to be very aware about this. The reason behind the inverse trigonometric complexity is only that trigonometric functions are many-one correspondence. So it is, as it is periodic, so it never shows bijective. So it's the problem is that its inverse doesn't exist. So for inverse to exist, we have to make first trigonometry bijective. Means we have to consider only in the principal value. So now let's start about inverse trigonometric function. Okay, before starting, let me take the quick glance and as a revision here that what is the domain and range of inverse trigonometric function, as far we have discussed in the earlier lecture also, in the chapter functions also, and which is very necessary in each and every steps to discuss further. So let's go on. Domain of sine inverse, cos inverse, tan inverse or any other inverse function is the range of that trigonometric functions. So the range of sine and cos are -1 to +1 close interval. So the domain of sine inverse x and cos inverse x, that is -1 to +1. And as you see, its range is here its principal value. The principal value is -π/2 to +π/2 and 0 to pi for the cos inverse x. And the range of tan inverse x, -π/2 to +π/2. And here once again the domain of tan inverse x is the range of tan x, that is all real number, So cosec inverse and sec inverse range is same. Cosec x and sec x range is same. So the domain of cosec inverse and sec inverse x is that what we call here x belongs to -∞ to -1 union 1 to infinity. And here its corresponding principal value, that is y belongs to -π/2 to +π/2 close interval difference 0. That is the range of cosec inverse x, and range of sec inverse x is 0 to pi by difference π/2. Whereas cot inverse x domain is all real number, and range of cot inverse x is 0 to pi open interval, as we have discussed before this earlier. Now let's go on inverse trigonometric function in detail. So the definition of what is inverse trigonometric function, as you know, that is inverse trigonometric. These are the what we are saying function, it's okay, but inverse trigonometry means sine inverse x, tan inverse x, whatever these are the angles, nothing else. So angles, if you see here that sine inverse x and tan inverse x, and that we say if you see here, that is cosec inverse x. means this first, third, and this one fourth. These three function shares first and third quadrant, first and third quadrant, and these three functions shares first and third quadrant, as I write here over here, first and third quadrant. Okay, this is to be noted. And that is second, fifth, and sixth. That is cos inverse x, means sec inverse x, and cot inverse x. These shares first and second quadrant, as these are the angles, means the angles exist in first and second quadrant. So first quadrant is common for all, and third quadrant is never in use. What I said here, first and third quadrant, no, sorry, that is the first and fourth quadrant, first and fourth quadrant. And here this is third quadrant is never in use in inverse trigonometric function. Okay, fine. So first 1, 3, 4th are, let me revise, 1, 3, 4 are first and fourth quadrant sharing, and second, fifth, and sixth shares first and second quadrant, and third quadrant is never in use in ITF. That is, note this, and before this I already emphasized on this. Third quadrant we haven't to use in ITF chapter. So we see this part. So here means what we have to say, that inverse trigonometric are, these are the angles, nothing else. As like if sin x equal to 1 by 2, so we can write x equal to pi by 6. This is the angle, means at pi by 6 means 30 degree. We find that this is sin x attains 1. At x equal to pi by 6, sin x attains 1 by 2. And you say if sin x is equal to 1 by 3, then what it means? X is not a well-known angle. Then we can write x equal to sin inverse 1 by 3. That what we say sin inverse type function is required to study. Similarly, cos x equal to t, we can say x equal to cos inverse t. Tan x equal to t, we say x equal to tan inverse t. Okay. Now the principal value branches of inverse trigonometric function, that what we say here. For this, the function becomes bijective, and hence we can evaluate its inverse. So let's see, y equal to sin inverse x, we can say x equal to sin y, and here what we say here, in here we have to make us this one. So in x equal to sin y, for one value of x, y can take infinite values, correct? Because the graph that will be the curve, inverse curve. So, but we have to consider the function. But if y equal to sin inverse x is a function, then y should possesses only one value of y for every value of x. This means we should restrict the values of which y can possesses the restricted set of values which y can possess its principal value branch. That it means sin y lies between -1 to +1. So its corresponding part of y that lies between -pi by 2 to +pi by 2. Hence we can say domain is -1 to +1 and range that is -pi by 2 to +pi by 2. And this is the graph, here you can see the graph of sin inverse x. So this is an increasing function, you can say. Here the function, we can say this is increasing in nature, sin inverse x. Here the function goes like this way, right? Okay, this part is -pi by 2 and this part is +pi by 2, and y lies between -pi by 2 to +pi by 2. This is the principal value of branch and also called a range of this function. Similarly, go for cos inverse x and tan inverse x. What we have discussed domain, range and graph previously. So once again, let me revise this as we are starting this chapter. So cos inverse x. So cos inverse x, let y equal to cos inverse x equal to cos y, and cos y lies between -1 to +1. So y lies between 0 to pi. You see the graph is here decreasing in nature. Here the graph is decreasing in nature. Whereas if you consider tan inverse x, then tan inverse x graph is increasing in nature, and y belongs to -pi by 2 to +pi by 2. Let me correct here. This is not a closed interval, this is open interval, right? So y belongs to minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2 because tan y lies between minus infinity to plus infinity. As you know, x belongs to all real number, that is undoubtedly at infinity and minus infinity you have to put open interval. So y belongs to minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. Tan inverse x is increasing in nature, you know. Okay, anyhow, y equal to sec inverse x equal to sec y. Mod x is greater or equal to 1, as this is the domain of sec inverse x. So its corresponding range y belongs to 0 to pi, but here difference pi by 2. We have to omit pi by 2 value. So domain of sec inverse x, that is x belongs to minus infinity to minus 1, union 1 to infinity. Range equal is y belongs to 0 to pi. 0 to pi, here you have to consider closed interval and difference pi by 2. Pi by 2 is to be omitted. So now y is equal to cosec inverse x. And here what we call in the sec inverse x case, here we say this function is, once again, this is increasing in nature. As the value of x increases, y also increases. But if you say cosec inverse x, once again the function is decreasing in nature. And here you see x equal to cosec y, and mod x is greater or equal to 1. Y belongs to minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. Once again minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. Here we have to consider closed interval, and here you have to make the difference 0. 0 is not the considered value, right? Because at 0 just it is not defined here. So principal value branch of cosec inverse x is y is greater or equal to minus pi by 2 and less or equal to pi by 2, you say, and y not equal to 0. Similarly, go for y equal to cosec inverse x equal to cosec y. Mod x is greater or equal to 1, y is greater or equal to minus pi by 2, y is less or equal to pi by 2, y is not equal to 0. Domain x belongs to minus infinity to minus 1, union 1 to infinity, and range y belongs to minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2, closed interval, difference 0. So this is the principal value of branch of cosec inverse x, cosec inverse x, that is y belongs to minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. You have to consider this one, eliminate y 0, that we have already discussed. Here let me continue this. So y equal to cot inverse x, once again y equal to cot inverse x, that is the, here this is the decreasing function right now, you know, this is decreasing function, you say cot inverse x is decreasing function, domain is all real number, range is 0 to pi, and here this is the cot inverse x and no spreading in the cot inverse x. Once again let me check this. So let's see the table here. The table we have already discussed, and once again you can take at a glance. If you see in this one, then the function is starting with let us see, you know, second one. If you see here, that is second one and fourth one and sixth one. If you see the graph here, these functions are decreasing in nature. These functions are decreasing and rest of them are increasing. Means sine inverse x, tan inverse x and sec inverse x are increasing in nature. And in angle wise, if you see, then what we find here, sine inverse x, and then after what we say, tan inverse x, and then after what we call this one, cosec inverse x. These three functions, means angles, shares first and fourth quadrant, whereas cos inverse x and sec inverse x and cot inverse x shares second and first quadrant. First quadrant is common for all and third quadrant never in use. This much only you have to always keep in your mind. Now note the point, the similarity in the principal value of branch. Y equal to sine inverse x, y equal to cosec inverse x, y equal to tan inverse x, y equal to cos inverse x, y equal to sec inverse x, y equal to cot inverse x. Intervals for allowed values of y is known as principal value branch of that inverse function. Means that will be the range of the function. Now let's start. To make an illustrative concept, we are interested to find the value of sine inverse 1 by 2, sine inverse 1 by root 2, cos inverse root 3 by 2, cos inverse minus 1 by 2, sec inverse 2 by root 3, and sec inverse minus 2. One by one we will go ahead. Sine inverse 1 by 2. It's very easy. As you know, sine inverse 1 by 2 is an angle. As I already told, these all inverse trigonometric are simply angle, nothing else. So whatever the values of sine inverse which lies between -1 to +1, any number, here if it is asked, the result will be always lies between -pi by 2 to +pi by 2, means the angle shares fourth and first quadrant. So what we say here, sine inverse 1 by 2 is an angle lies between -pi by 2 to +pi by 2 close interval, whose sine is, which angle whose sine is 1 by 2, that is pi by 6. So as you know, sine pi by 6 is 1 by 2. So sine inverse 1 by 2 is pi by 6. So the answer will be here what we call pi by 6. Right? Sine inverse 1 by 2 is pi by 6 you call. Sine inverse 1 by 2 is pi by 6. Now you see here we are now have to find sine inverse 1 by root 2. Sine inverse 1 by root 2, as you see, another question is sine inverse 1 by root 2. Okay, find sine inverse 1 by root 2. So sine inverse 1 by root 2, so we have to consider once again the angle which lies between -pi by 2 to +pi by 2, and here that is sine inverse 1 by root 2 is, that is pi by 4. Sine inverse 1 by root 2, that is pi by 4 here, what we see. Okay. So third portion, what we have to find, cos inverse root 3 by 2. So we have to recall that angle which lies between 0 to pi, as cos inverse, you know, that shares first and second quadrant. So the angle should lie between first and second quadrant. You have to consider that angle where cos becomes root 3 by 2. So cos, which angle will become root 3 by 2? That is pi by 6. Means 30 degree, cos 30 degree root 3 by 2, you know. So cos inverse root 3 by 2, that is pi by 6. Means these all in inverse trigonometric, we have to find angle, nothing else. Fourth one, cos inverse -1 by 2. Now if you see here -1 by 2, whatever there is a this one, so the angle will always lie between 0 to pi by 2. Means whatever the value of cos inverse you have to ask, means lies between -1 to +1, any number of cos inverse. So that the result will be angle lie between 0 to pi close interval. So the answer will be 2 pi by 3. You can check from the graph also here. If I draw the graph over here, cos inverse -1 by 2, this is 1, this is -1 here, and the graph is cos inverse 1 by 2. Cos inverse x is here. By the help of graph you can clear everything. As -1 by 2 is somewhere here, you know, this is -1 by 2. So -1 by 2 is somehow it is ahead pi by 2. It is ahead pi by 2, and here the result is pi, you know. This is y-axis to call. So between 0 to pi by 2, the result will be there. It is ahead pi by 2. Between pi by 2 to pi, the result will be there for -pi by 2, -1 by 2, and 1 by 2 is angle for 60 degree. So 180 minus, that is say 60 degree. 180 minus 60 degrees, that is 120 degree. Or you say cos 180 minus theta, that is also called minus cos theta. So we can say pi minus pi by 3. The angle will be pi minus pi by 3, that is 2 pi by 3. So the answer is 2 pi by 3 here. Now consider this one, sec inverse 2 by root 3. Sec inverse 2 by root 3, the same pattern. If you go ahead, then 0 to pi, difference pi by 2 here. That what we call here 0 to pi, difference pi by 2. So that the second is secant becomes, that is 2 by root 3. When it is 2 by root 3, it is the reciprocal of cos, as for what value of cos that will become root 3 by 2, that is 30 degree, means pi by 6. So that is sec inverse 2 by root 3 is also, here you can see pi by 6. This is the result of sec inverse 2 by root 3. Now let's take some question, illustration 1. What we have to find? We have to find the value of tan inverse 1 plus cos inverse -1 by 2 and sin inverse -1 by 2 is equal to, options are 5 pi by 12, pi by 2, 3 pi by 4 and 5 pi by 6. Think about yourself. You can pause the video and evaluate it. As you know, tan inverse 1 is pi by 4. Cos inverse -1 by 2, just we have evaluated. in the previous article, that is 2 pi minus pi by 3, pi minus pi by 3, all the value lie between 0 to pi. So pi minus pi by 3, that is 3 minus 1, 2 pi by 3, and sine inverse minus 1 by 2. Sine inverse minus 1 by 2, that it means minus negative of the angle, negative angle will be there in the fourth quadrant, and where it sine inverse 1 by 2, sine was at which angle sine becomes 1 by 2, means 30 degree. So negative of 30 degree means minus pi by 6. So you can say over here the value will be for this, you can say, let me note. So this value will be minus pi by 6, you can say. This value will be, that is 2 pi by 3, you can say. And tan inverse 1, undoubtedly, that is pi by 4. Now simply you can evaluate this value. That is the answer. That's okay. So let's see. This is pi by 4 plus 2 pi by 3 and minus pi by 6. You say this is the value here, that what we call 3 pi by 4. So that is the answer, 3 pi by 4. So C option is correct. Similarly, for doing more problem, you have to get more and more knowledge about inverse trigonometric function, because on different conditions the inverse trigonometric angle changes its behavior. What you are thinking that the inverse trigonometric angle can be take any value according to as per trigonometry, what they are, as trigonometry has a periodic in nature, they can occur in any of the angle. So but here it's not possible, because trigonometry, we are dealing with inverse trigonometric functions. So we have to very aware about the conditions. The conditions are necessary. So you have to always consider the condition before analyzing any type of problems. So number one, that is properties of inverse trigonometric function, we will discuss in detail. So before learning any formula in inverse trigonometric function chapter especially, you have to consider the condition. Conditions are very important. As sine inverse minus x equal to minus sine inverse x for all x belongs to minus 1 to plus 1 as your domain. Under this domain only these results are perfect. So sine inverse minus x minus sine inverse x, cos inverse minus x equal to pi minus cos inverse x, cosec inverse minus x, minus cosec inverse x, sec inverse minus x equal to pi minus sec inverse x, tan inverse minus x equal to minus tan inverse x, and cot inverse minus x equal to pi minus cot inverse x. Now how you will put in memory? If you consider sine inverse x and cosec inverse x, and that what we said tan inverse x, these are simply giving as negative of sine inverse x, negative of cosec inverse x, negative of tan inverse x. Means these functions are actually these functions are odd functions. This is odd function. What is the condition of odd function? That is f of minus x equal to, that we say, minus fx. This is the condition of odd function. So as these are the function odd, and besides you all know well that these three functions are only sharing first and fourth quadrant. These three functions sharing first and fourth quadrant, if you go in the range, then you will find these three functions shares first and fourth quadrant. So that's why whatever the angle, just like sine inverse 1 by 2 and sine inverse minus 1 by 2. Sine inverse 1 by 2 gives pi by 3, and means sine inverse 1 by 2, that is pi by 6, and sine inverse minus 1 by 2, that is minus pi by 6, means minus 30 degree. So that what we say here, as the inverse trigonometric function sine inverse, sec inverse and tan inverse shares first and fourth quadrant, whatever the angle lies in the first quadrant, that the same magnitude holding negative sign angle lies in the fourth quadrant. So that's why the negative sign will come outside very easily as sine inverse minus x equal to minus sine inverse x, cosec inverse minus x equal to minus cosec inverse x, and here that is tan inverse minus x equal to minus tan inverse x. So in these three results, here simply you have to take out negative sign. But mind this point here, if you see the result is a result about this one, cos inverse x, and here sec inverse x and cot inverse x. as these three inverse trigonometric function shares first and second quadrant. So second quadrant goes up to pi. If you find the range, if you see the table range in the table, then you find that the result from 0 to pi means cos inverse x also occurs between 0 to pi, sec inverse x also occurs 0 to pi, difference pi by 2, and cot inverse x also occur from 0 to pi, open interval, right? So here what we see that as these three results shares means cos inverse x, sec inverse x and cot inverse x shares first and second quadrant in the angle. So whatever the angle of the negative, that will be the pi minus of that angle. So what it means, the reason is that because these are neither odd nor even function. So here we have to say this is pi minus of that function. Later on we'll prove this all in detail. It's okay. To just keep it in mind for memory, I have given idea that sine inverse, cosec inverse x and tan inverse x, as these three shares first and fourth quadrant, also shows odd function behavior, and rest three of them as shows first and shares first and second quadrant. So this gives pi minus of that much, means cos inverse minus x equal to pi minus cos inverse x, sec inverse minus x equal to pi minus sec inverse x, and cot inverse minus x equal to pi minus cot inverse x. So let's prove this one by one. So I will prove one or two. You can prove this all six by yourself. You can try yourself. So let's go for first one, sine inverse minus x minus sine inverse x. You see, this is the proof. Clearly, you know, that is as sine inverse minus x, we have to show that minus x minus sine inverse x. So minus x lies between minus 1 to plus 1. So x also lies between minus 1 to plus 1. Let sine inverse minus x equal to theta. Now take sine in both sides. Take the sine in both sides over here. So what we say here, then minus x equal to sine theta, you can say. So x equal to minus sine theta, and hence we say sine minus of theta, that is minus sine theta, as in the fourth quadrant sine is negative. So we say theta belongs to that what we call here sine minus theta equal to sine inverse x here, as x lies between minus 1 to plus 1. So theta equal to sine inverse x, and you see here if you consider the equation number 1, that is sine inverse minus x equal to theta. Instead of theta, simply you can put over here sine inverse minus x. So sine inverse minus x equal to minus sine inverse x. Sine inverse minus x equal to minus sine inverse x, right? Okay, fine. Similarly, you can go another proof also, like cos inverse x type result. Cos inverse x, you know, that is here x, once again minus x lies between minus 1 to plus 1. X belongs to minus 1 to plus 1. Cos inverse x minus x equal to theta. Minus x equal to cos theta, x equal to minus cos theta. But minus cos theta, we say minus cos theta comes to, as in second quadrant, cos is negative. So cos 180 minus theta, that is cos theta, you know, that is cos of pi minus theta is equal to minus cos theta, you can say here. That is the reason here we can write on this step as this one. So cos pi minus theta, and cos inverse, later on take cos inverse x equal to pi minus theta. Now plug in this value of theta over here in this step. We can say theta equal to pi minus, you can transpose also theta equal to pi minus cos inverse x. And now for theta, this plug in this step here, theta, for this theta here, we can say for this theta, plug in this result here over here. So cos inverse minus x equal to pi minus cos inverse x. Hence this is proved. This is the answer. Anyhow, you can similarly you can go another results also. You can prove other results also. Now in the second portion, in the properties of inverse trigonometric function, we have to show that sine inverse 1 by x equal to cosec inverse x. This is the corresponding to the reciprocal formula. As you know, sine theta equal to 1 by cosec theta, cos theta is equal to 1 by sine theta, and tan theta is equal to 1 by cot theta. But here you say sine inverse 1 by x equal to cosec inverse x for x belongs to minus infinity to minus 1 union 1 to infinity. Mind this point, here you have to notify, as I have already told, that here you have to notify the conditions. Rather than learning the formula, conditions are more important even the formula. because if your condition you won't know, then you can't use correct formula in ITF chapter. So in ITF chapter you have to be very cautious about condition, what conditions are saying. Now cos inverse 1 by x equal to sec inverse x, tan inverse 1 by x equal to cot inverse x, and when x is positive, when x is negative, minus pi plus cot inverse x. Here third condition is important over here to prove this, but we will discuss in detail each and every. Sin inverse 1 by x equal to cosec inverse x. So, and besides some more formula, sin inverse x plus cos inverse x equal to pi by 2, cosec inverse x plus sec inverse x equal to pi by 2, and tan inverse x plus cot inverse x equal to pi by 2 for x belongs to all real number. Here this is the domain of sec inverse and cos inverse x. Here the domain of sin inverse x and cos inverse x, where x belongs to -1 to +1. Some more results are there. You can prove this all one by one. Here whenever the results what we are writing here, you have to consider the relevant domain, because then the common domain only these formulas will be suitable. So here when x lies between 0 to 1, we can say sin inverse x equal to cos inverse under root 1 minus x square, tan inverse x upon 1 under root 1 minus x square, cot inverse under root of 1 minus x square upon x is equal to sec inverse 1 upon under root 1 minus x square, cosec inverse 1 by x. Actually what we are doing over here in this formula, here we are rearranging the trigonometric functions in mean of ITF in another trigonometry. So sin inverse x we are representing in terms of cos inverse, tan inverse, cot inverse, sec inverse, cosec inverse in different mode. As you know, this is our formula as like if you see the first part over here, that is the sin inverse x, what we see, sin inverse x is equal to cos inverse under root 1 minus x square. So for this formula, if you say this is the corresponding to sin square theta is equal to under root 1 minus cos square theta. So all the formulas are here applicable for this one point of view, means as what we study in trigonometry. So before to get the knowledge of ITF, once again I will advise to you to just go and go through the formulas of all the trigonometric functions which you have studied in 11th class. So now let's start. Sin inverse x equal to cos inverse under root 1 minus x square, and if you convert in tan inverse, then here you will get x upon under root 1 minus x square. I will change this detail, although no need to worry about to learning these all. You just like making a triangle, a right angle triangle, and altitude, hypotenuse and base, you can opt these all results. But conditions are very important here, you know, and conditions are coming from domain, their relevant domain. Now once again, sin of sin inverse x is equal to x, tan of tan inverse x equal to x, under that domain x belongs to all real number, and sec of sec inverse x equal to x, x lies between minus infinity to minus 1 union 1 to infinity, and cos of cos inverse x equal to x, whereas every value of x belongs to -1 to +1, close interval, cosec of cosec inverse x is equal to x, which is also corresponding to this one, fifth one, as x belongs to minus infinity to minus union 1 to infinity, and cot of cot inverse x equal to x, x belongs to R, all real number. So here we have learned some more segments. Let's we go on detail each and every. As sin inverse 1 by x equal to cosec inverse x. It is simple, nothing to be worry about this. Sin inverse 1 by x you can assume, and here tan inverse x is equal to cot inverse x is equal to minus pi plus cot inverse x. This will prove. Let me show this. Now these identities can be also proved in very easy way if you have a sound knowledge of trigonometric identities. So as if you see, there are the three properties what we have learned. This one sin inverse, this is the reciprocal, analogous to reciprocal formula, and C part, which is sin 90 minus theta cos theta, you know, and that we say similarly tan 90 minus theta, that is cot theta, and these all, and others trigonometry into some another trigonometric functions by different resolutions, and function of the inverse of that same function, which we will discuss later. So let's go one by one. for proof. I will give a hint for these all proofs. You can do yourself. Let's say we have to check sine inverse 1 by x equal to cosec inverse 1 by x for all x belongs to minus infinity to minus 1 union 1 to infinity. So for proof this first part, let's say cosec inverse x equal to theta. You can assume over here that cosec inverse x as theta, you can say. Let's say this is theta. So what we recall that we can say x equal to cosec theta. So here from we say x equal to cosec theta, and hence we can say 1 by x will become sine theta. From here what we say 1 by x, let me write over here 1 by x, yes, 1 by x equal to, you can say this as sine theta, correct? So if you say 1 by x as sine theta, then x is under the condition that minus infinity to minus 1 union 1 to infinity. So 1 by x will become, so as x is this one, so 1 by x will become, from here let me write here 1 by x will become if x belongs to minus infinity to minus 1, mind this point, this part, x belongs to minus infinity to minus 1 union 1 to infinity, then 1 by x where it lies, let me note down, it's a reciprocal, so it lies where where x not lies, that 1 by x lies. So 1 by x lies between minus 1 to plus 1 close interval, and as infinity discarded, so difference is 0. 0 is under curly bracket, means 0 is the distinct part which we have to discard. So that will say cosec inverse x as theta, and here we call cosec inverse x, let me note down, cosec inverse x as theta, and hence we can say theta will becomes minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2, difference 0, corresponding to this theta will become minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2, and means sine theta equal to sine theta, that will be 1 by x. So here we can say 1 by x will become, that is sine theta, and hence we say its cosec theta will cosec inverse x equal to theta, and for theta we say that is sine theta will become 1 by x, and hence we can say theta will become sine inverse 1 by x. So theta will become we can say sine inverse 1 by x, and hence this is sine inverse 1 by x. Once again let me take a revision. Cosec inverse x you have to assume as theta, right? So if you have cosec as so x will become, that will be say cosec theta, later on x will become cosec theta, fine. So if x is cosec theta, then 1 by x you can write over here, that is sine theta, and x lies between minus infinity to 1 union 1 to infinity, so 1 by x lies between minus 1 to plus 1 union difference 0, and hence we can say cosec inverse x is theta, theta lies between minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2, difference 0, so theta is also sine inverse x, sine inverse 1 by x, sorry, theta equal to sine inverse 1 by x, and that theta what we say cosec inverse x, and that theta here we say sine inverse 1 by x. So sine inverse 1 by x we can say simply sine theta, right? Okay. So second part, similarly you can assume sec inverse x as theta and go ahead for working. Sec theta will become 1 by cos theta, and for cos theta you can write as 1 by x, so 1 by x will become cos theta, so theta will become cos inverse 1 by x similarly. So first and second you can prove very easily. Now the problem arises for third one, tan inverse 1 by x. As tan inverse 1 by x you have to show cot inverse x for x positive and for x negative, means there are the two cases arises. So case 1, one by one we will discuss in detail. So let's say case 1, in this one as case 1. So case 1 is here what we recall as in the case 1, that is x is positive, say if x is positive, so if x is positive, then in this case theta belongs to 0 to pi by 2, theta belongs to 0 to pi by 2 open interval, and hence we can say cot inverse x, that is theta, you can say. And if cot inverse x is theta, then we say x equal to, we can write cot theta, and hence what we call, if x is cot theta, then we can say 1 by x, let me write over here 1 by x equal to, that will become tan theta, And if 1 by x becomes tan theta, then theta becomes tan inverse 1 by x. Tan inverse, let me note on here. Tan inverse, yes, tan inverse 1 by x. Okay, so tan theta will become tan inverse 1 by x. So what we assume over here, that we have said cot inverse x was theta there, and yes, and x belongs to all real number, theta belongs to 0 to pi. So f this one, theta was cot in here, what we have said, cot inverse x was theta. Let's write equation number 1, and here equation number 2 part. So in this case, when x is positive, so comparing 1 and 2, if comparing 1 and 2, we can write here this, equate this theta, both of them same as. So what we can say from 1 and 2, from 1 and 2, we can write like this over here. Let me write this as 2. This is second equation, right? So from 1 and 2, we say cot inverse x, tan inverse, these both of them are theta, means tan inverse 1 by x equal to tan inverse 1 by x, tan inverse 1 by x equal to cot inverse x. Okay, so fine, this one. But what about x negative? Let's say when x is negative over here. So in this case, when x negative, the result is this one. So let's say about x negative. So case 2 arises when x is negative. When x is negative, then in this case, theta belongs to pi by 2 to pi, you can recall here. So theta is less than pi and greater than pi by 2. Fine. Now if theta is this one, so what we say, theta minus pi is less than 0 and greater than, if you make the difference here pi, then that will become minus pi by 2. So theta minus pi lies between minus pi by 2 to 0, right? So what we conclude? We conclude over here that, let me note on here. So what we consider, theta minus pi belongs to, that we say, that is minus pi by 2 to 0, minus pi by 2 to 0 open interval, right? And hence we can say cot inverse x. So we say cot inverse x equal to theta, right? So what we call x equal to cot theta. Okay, so 1 by x becomes tan theta. Clear? So 1 by x can also be written as minus of tan of pi minus theta. Some student can say minus of tan of pi minus theta. So if minus of tan of pi minus theta, some can say tan of theta minus pi, because negative tan theta, tan minus theta. Tan minus theta is equal to minus tan theta. So 1 by x equal to, we can say tan theta minus pi. So finally what we recall over here, that theta minus pi becomes tan inverse 1 by x, and hence we can say on transposing that what we say over here, so tan inverse 1 by x equal to minus pi plus theta. So tan inverse 1 by x, we can say minus pi and plus theta, we can say. And what theta was there? Theta we have already assumed here, that was theta we have already assumed over here, cot inverse x. Now you can place the value over here, that theta, for theta you can place this value, you can place the value theta over here. So tan inverse 1 by x equal to minus pi plus cot inverse, that is x, what we assumed over here. So what we have to show, that tan inverse 1 by x equal to minus pi plus cot inverse x. Yes. So finally what we conclude, that let me write over here, tan inverse x, tan inverse 1 by x. Okay. So tan inverse 1 by x. Yes. Tan inverse 1 by x. Let me note down over here. tan inverse 1 by x equal to minus pi plus, we can say, cot inverse x. But this is the condition for x negative. This was the condition when x was negative. Second condition, this is the second condition, case 2. Fine. So we can say tan inverse 1 by x equal to minus pi plus cot inverse x. Let's say about this one. So let's see. So we can show like this one, tan inverse 1 by x equal to cot inverse x when x is positive, and here what we say, minus pi plus cot inverse x when x is negative. This is important. Once again, you can try yourself here to prove this. So now let's go to prove this one, sin inverse x plus cos inverse x equal to pi by 2. How we can show this one, sin inverse x plus cos inverse x equal to pi by 2, and cosec inverse x plus sec inverse x equal to pi by 2, right? Cosec inverse x plus sec inverse x equal to pi by 2, and tan inverse x plus cot inverse x equal to that what we say, also pi by 2. So let me go ahead over here. So for this we can say, so to prove this, sin inverse x plus cos inverse x is equal to pi by 2, let this prove this, sin inverse x plus cos inverse x equal to pi by 2 for every value of x belongs to -1 to +1, -1 to +1 close interval, right? So to prove this, first of all, let's say, let sin inverse x equal to theta, right? So theta belongs to, that is minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2 close interval under the condition. Means theta lies between minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. So what we conclude, if minus theta is there, so minus theta is also lies between pi by 2 and minus pi by 2, within this minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. As theta lies between minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2, so if you multiply with minus theta, minus sign, then inequality will revert and this pi by 2 will become minus pi by 2, and minus pi by 2 will become pi by 2, and inequality reverts. So finally we get pi by 2, minus theta lies between minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. Safely we can write. So some student can also say pi by 2 minus theta. So let me note down here that pi by 2 minus theta, space is less. So let me note down here, pi by 2 minus theta lies between, what you have to do, we have to add this pi by 2 in both sides. We have to add this pi by 2 in both sides. So what we conclude over here, so if you add this pi by 2 in left side, then pi by 2 minus pi by 2, that is 0, and here it will become pi. So pi by 2 minus theta lies between 0 to pi close interval, So as sin inverse x was theta, so x becomes sin theta. Sin inverse x was, we have already assumed sin inverse x was theta. So let me change this color. So from here we can say that was x becomes sin theta, x equal to sin theta, and as x equal to sin theta, so some student can also say x equal to cos of pi by 2 minus theta. Simply we can say, yes, cos, because cos 90 minus theta, that is sin theta. So cos 90 minus theta, that will become sin theta, and now take out cos inverse x over here. So finally what we say here, we can say this as cos inverse x is equal to pi by 2 minus theta. Now pi by 2 minus theta, you can transpose this theta over here, you can transpose theta over here, theta you can transpose in left side. So finally what we consider here, that theta plus cos inverse x, this step becomes theta plus cos inverse x equal to, that is pi by 2, and hence we can say what we assumed over here. Now submit the value over theta over here. So sin inverse x plus cos inverse x equal to, that will become pi by 2. If you submit over here theta, so for theta, that what we call here sin inverse x plus cos inverse x equal to pi by 2. This we can prove this. So sin inverse x plus cos inverse x equal to pi by 2 we can show this. Similarly, you can show cosec inverse x plus sec inverse x equal to pi by 2. You can try yourself and do it. If you are unable to do, then you can go ahead the same video, you can pause it and try yourself. So let me do this one. Cosec inverse x plus sec inverse x equal to pi by 2. Also tan inverse x plus cot inverse x pi by 2. So one by one we'll do this. So let's go ahead for cosec inverse x plus sec inverse x equal to pi by 2. So for cosec inverse x plus sec inverse x, to show that it is pi by 2, it's quite easy. And as you know, this is a conditioned also over here. What the domain of sec inverse x was, that is minus infinity to minus 1, union 1 to infinity. So let's say sec inverse x equal to theta. Let's say sec inverse x equal to theta. Let me write over here. So what we conclude, theta belongs to that the range of sec inverse x 0 to pi, close interval, and difference, pi by 2. As you know, table should be by heart to understand this. The reason is there because x belongs to minus infinity to minus 1 and union 1 to infinity. 1 to infinity. Here is baseless. So better just you can avail this space here. Union 1 to infinity. Okay, fine. So as you know, theta is this one, 0 to pi, close interval. So what about this one? Theta lies between 0 to pi and theta is not equal to pi by 2. So as you can see here, that theta is less or equal to pi and greater or equal to 0, whereas theta is not equal to pi by 2. This can also be, as it is interval form, and now this is an inequality form we have written. So what about minus theta? Same as minus theta is, now what do you say, inequality reverts, and here that will be minus pi, greater or equal to. So as minus theta lies between minus pi to 0, so if you add this pi by 2 here, so pi by 2 minus theta, what we show here, that will be pi by 2, and if you add this pi by 2 minus in this minus pi, then it will become minus pi by 2. Fine, that will minus pi by 2. So directly I am writing over here minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Okay, so pi by 2 minus theta lies between minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2, right? And besides, mind this point, pi by 2 minus theta shouldn't be equal to 0. This much, you know, down. So minus pi by 2 minus theta belongs to minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2, and here this is theta pi by 2. You copy out this and let me go on another page. So let's see over here. So finally what we conclude, that is pi by 2 minus theta, pi by 2 minus theta, that is this value lies between that what we call in interval form, if we write over here, so minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2, close interval, and here that is besides pi by 2 minus theta is not equal to 0, So now sec inverse x, what do we say here? Sec inverse x, that was, we have assumed that was theta, so we can say x equal to, we can say sec theta. If x is sec theta, then some student can recall that x equal to cosec of pi by 2 minus theta, correct? So cosec of pi by 2, so now make it a cosec inverse x. Cosec inverse x equal to, that we say, pi by 2 minus theta. Pi by 2 minus theta, what we say? Pi by 2 minus theta. Pi by 2 minus theta. Cosec inverse x equal to, here you can say pi by 2 minus theta. Now, so theta, what we recall over here. So theta plus cosec inverse x, we can say theta plus cosec inverse x, what we call, that is pi by 2, equal to, one can write pi by 2. So for this theta, what we say, sec inverse x. Now you can place this theta as here sec inverse x. So we can say sec inverse, this we have already assumed, right? So sec inverse x plus what we say here, cosec inverse x, cosec inverse x right, equal to pi by 2. That what we proved over here. So what we show over here, sec inverse x plus cosec inverse x equal to pi by 2. This already proved under this condition. Similarly, you can go over tan inverse x plus cot inverse x equal to pi by 2 also. Let me do this. Tan inverse x plus cot inverse x equal to pi by 2. So if tan inverse x plus cot inverse x equal to pi by 2, here you have to assume as tan inverse x equal to theta. So let's say tan inverse x equal to theta, and then we say x equal to what do we call here under this condition, theta belongs to minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2 open interval, right? Minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2, what we say, open interval, and hence we say theta is, we say, greater than minus pi by 2 and less than plus pi by 2. So what about minus theta? Once again, minus theta is less than minus pi by 2. Here it doesn't affect because if you multiply with negative here sign, this pi by 2 will become, this right side pi by 2 will become left side pi by 2, and multiplying with negative of negative pi by 2 comes right side. So on the right interval, right boundary, that is pi by 2. So minus theta lies between minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2 open interval here. So as minus theta lies between minus pi by 2 plus pi by 2, so if you add this here both side pi by 2 over here, so pi by 2 if you add, let me add pi by 2 in both side and then write over here pi by 2, right? And let me use the same color. Pi by 2 minus pi by 2 greater than pi by 2 minus theta and less than pi by 2 plus pi by 2. Now you have to add pi by 2 in both sides. Then what we find over here? What we say here, pi by 2 minus theta lies between 0 to pi by 2. So what we conclude over here, that pi by 2 minus theta lies between 0 to pi. This is pi and this is greater than 0. And hence we say pi by 2 minus theta belongs to, pi by 2 minus theta belongs to 0 to pi open interval, right? So as pi by 2 minus theta lies between 0 to pi by 2, now tan inverse x, you have already assumed theta, this much you know down, just I am changing the board once again. So now what you have assumed, you have assumed that tan inverse x, that was theta, right? So if tan inverse x was theta, then x was tan theta, and if x was tan theta, then x becomes, tan becomes cot of 90 minus theta, cot 90 minus theta, that was tan theta, and hence we can say this as cot inverse x. So we can say cot inverse x equal to pi by 2 minus theta, and hence we can recall that theta plus cot inverse theta, if you transpose this, then theta plus cot inverse x, theta plus cot inverse x, right, is equal to pi by 2. And now submit the value of theta over here. So submit this theta, what we assumed here, so it will become tan inverse x, right? So tan inverse x plus, and here that what we say, cot inverse x, that is becomes pi by 2, that is the same. So in this way we can show this tan inverse x plus cot inverse x equal to pi by 2. This one, this is the result. Third one, tan inverse x plus cot inverse x equal to pi by 2 or x belongs to all real number. Fine. Similarly, you can prove this another results also. Sin inverse x plus cos inverse, sin inverse x equal to under root cos inverse of under root 1 minus x square is